Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Thursday's show. This is Just the Facts with DNTV. I am Sherry from S.A.U. and from DNTV and Bold and Bonkers. Big shout out to all of our sponsors, supporters, and all of our TV people, and to obviously all of our amazing fam and people that come and support us every day and make this happen. So today's show, as I said, Just the Facts, is just where I'm going to be giving you some useful facts, fun facts, whatever it is, and just having a bit of a laugh. This one's a sort of a show just to just chill out and have a bit of a joke and whatever else. I am in a different place today. I'm actually with my mum because I am back and forth, like looking after her and making sure that everything's okay, and been doing things to help her as well. It's really hot as well, so I'm struggling. I've got a bit of a headache, but I am here, guys. And today we are going to do some facts on survival. So I thought that would be a really useful one just for anybody likes to go out camping or do anything like that. Like for days like this, if you've got out and you've got stranded, all sorts, ghost hunters, if you get stuck or something and you need to be able to know things to be able to do, this will probably be really useful. So this show is only half an hour, guys, so it's not on for long. So it may go just slightly over because I'm chatting away to you at the minute, but I hope that you're all well. Let me just come over and find you on my Facebook, so you may hear an echo for a couple of minutes. Somebody messaged as well. I'm so busy, I don't stop, guys. Seriously, I really don't. I don't stop. Right, what was I doing? I was looking for the page bit. Commented on the post. Nope. Yep, this is it. That's PD though. We want the one for DNTV. Like, I missed the show last week, and I really did not want to be missing a show again this week. Obviously, I had the show last night that I done, and that was good. And I've got this show tonight. I'm on the ball. That I done, and that was good. And I've got this show tonight. Right. So, on this show, like I said, we're going to be doing the survival facts. We're going to be doing as many as we can. Obviously, like I said, only half an hour. I'm going to start that from now. So we've got half an hour to do it. So I'm going to get into the reading. I hope that all of you are absolutely fine and you're well. And lots of love and light and blessings to all of you in all of my platforms. I am not ignoring you if you're writing. I will try to glance over in each chat after, so that I can actually see what you guys are actually saying. A lot of my shows are just where I start doing what I've got to do and just going offline after doing it, and it's just all over the place at the moment. So okay, got you on both. That's good. So let's start, shall we? See who's in the chat bit as well. Hello, Nigel Porter, Samantha Barker, Sten. Hello, everybody. Turns. Hello, sweet. How are you? Daryl Evans. Hello, Lost Souls. Hello, Pakcha. Hello. Big shout out to all of you. Hope that you're all okay. Thank you, Nigel. Very much appreciated. Right, let's get into these facts, guys. And then we can have a little chit chat after. These survival tips can help you avoid becoming another statistic accident. Are the leading causes of death amongst US men 18 to 50 years old, accounting for 37,000 of the roughly 148,000 annual fatalities. Some instances of unintentional deaths, to use the official terms, are unavailable. Wrong places, wrong time, but most are not staying alive. Requires recognizing danger, feeling fear, and reacting. We interpret external cause through our subconscious fear centers very quickly, says Harvard University David Ropeik, author of How Risky Is It Really? Trouble is, even smart, sober, experienced men can fail to register signals of an immediate threat. Here we present 20 easy to miss risks and how to avoid or to survive them. So, number one is outsmart wildlife. If you come face to face with a wild animal, the natural response is to bolt, but that can trigger the animal predatory instincts. Only just six in 2011, Brian Matania, 57, and his wife Marilyn, 58, were hiking in Yellowstone National Park when they come up on a grizzly bear and fled, screaming. Brian was bitten and clawed to death, and Marilyn had been stopped and crushed behind a tree, was approached by a bear but left unharmed. State. Each year, 3 to 5 people are killed in North America in wildlife attacks, primarily by snakes and bears. The do's: avoid shark infested waters unless you are Andy castrate. As for bears, always carry repellent pepper sprays when hiking. It can stop a charging bear from as much as 30 feet away. To reduce the risk of an attack, give bears a chance to get out of your way. Try to stay in the open, and says Larry Amulia, manager of Alaska's McNeil River State Game Sanctuary. If you have to move through thick bushes, make noise by clapping and shouting. Number two, don't mess with vending machines. You skipped lunch, you need a snack. You insert you insert money into a vending machine, press the button and nothing comes out. You get mad. State. Vending machines caused 37 deaths between 1978 and 1995, crushing customers who rocked and toppled the dispenser. No recent no recent state exists, but the machines are still a danger. Don't skip lunch. Oh dear. Stay on the dock. On May the 20th, 2013, Kylie McGonigal was on a dock of Kentucky's Rough River Lake. A dog swimming nearby yelped, and McGonigal, 36, saw that it was struggling to stay above water. He dove in to save the dog, but both he and the animal drowned, victims of electric shock drowning, ESD. Cords plugged into an outlet on the dock had slipped into the water and electrified it. State. The number of annual deaths from ESD in the USA are unknown, since they are counted among all drownings, but anecdotal evidence shows that ESD is widespread. ESD prevention groups have successfully urged some states to enact safety standards, including the installation of ground fault circuit interpreters and a central shut-off for a dock's electric system. The don'ts. Don't swim within 100 yards of any wired docks, but do check whether docks follow safety standards. Number 4, keep it on the dirt. On the morning of July 14th, 2013, Tyler Fales, 20, turned left into his 2004 Yamaha Rhino ATV at a prevented intersection near his Las Vegas area home. The high traction tire treads gripped to the road and the vehicle flipped, ejecting Fales and a 22-year-old passenger fails and died at the scene. The passenger sustained minor injuries. State 1/3 of fatal ATV accidents take place on paved roads. More than 300 people died on the road ATV wrecks in 2011. The do's. Ride only off-road. Paul Vetrano, Executive Vice President of the ATV Safety Institute, says soft, knobbly tires are designed for traction on uneven ground and will behave unpredictably on pavement. In some cases, tires will grip enough to cause an ATV to flip, as in the recent Nevada incident. If you must cross a paved road to continue on a approved trail, go straight across in first gear. Mow on the level. Rim and blades are the obvious hazards, but most lawnmowers related deaths result from riding mowers flipping over on a slope and crushing the driver. State about 95 Americans are killed by riding mowers each year. The do's. Mow up and down a slope, not sideways along it. How steep is too steep? If you can back up a slope, do not mow it. Cole Purves of the USA Customer Production Safety Commission advertise, beware low-headed dams. Found on a small or moderate-sized stream and river, lower-head dams are used to regulate water flow or prevent invasive species from swimming upstream. But watch out. They're called drowning machines because they could not be designed better to drown people, says Kevin Colburn of America Whitewater, a non-profit whitewater preservation group, to a beta heading downstream. The dams look like a single line of flat, reflective water, but water rushing over the dam creates a spinning cylinder of water that can trap and capsize boater. State 8 to 12 people a year die in low-headed and other dam-related whitewater accidents. The do's. Curl up, drop to the bottom, and move downstream if caught in a hydroplatic. It's a counterintuitive thing to do, but the only outflow is at the bottom. Carbon says surfaces only after you've cleared the vortex next to the dam. Don't hold your breath. If you want to take a long swim underwater, the trick is to breathe in and out a few times and take a deep gulp of air before you submerge, right? Dead wrong. Hyperventilating not only doesn't increase the oxygen in your blood, it also decreases the amount of CO2, that compound that informs the brain of the need to breathe. Without the natural signal, you may hold your breath until you pass out and drown. This is known as shallow water blackout state. Drowning is the fifth largest cause of accidental death in the USA, claiming about 10 lives a day. No one knows how many of these are due to shallow water blackouts, but its prevalence has led to the formation of advocacy groups such as Shallow Water Blackout Prevention. Don't hyperventilate before swimming underwater, and don't push yourself to stay submerged as long as possible. Keep your footing. One mistake is responsible for about half of all ladder accidents. Carrying something while climbing. State more than 700 people die accidentally in falls from ladders and scaffolding. The do's: keep 3 points of contact while climbing. Use work belt hooks and ropes and pulleys or other means to get items safely aloft. Ford carefully. A shallow stream can pack a surprising amount of force, making fonding extremely dangerous. Once you have been knocked off your feet, you can get dragged down by the weight of your gear. Strike rocks in the water of succumbed by hypothermia. State water-related deaths outnumber all our faculties in the USA national parks. No Pacific statistics are available for accidents while fording streams. Do's: cross at a straight, wide section of water. Toss a stick into the current. If it moves faster than a walking pace, don't cross. Unhitch, waist and stream fastens before crossing. A wet pack can pull you under. Land straight. You have successfully negotiated free fall, deployed your cannon pie, and are about to touch down. Safe. Nope. Inexperienced solo jumpers trying to avoid an obstacle at the last minute, or experiencing skydivers looking for a thrill, might sometimes pull a toggle and enter a low hook turn. If you make that turn too low, your parachute doesn't have the time to level out, says Nancy Corrine of the United States Parachute Association. Instead, with your weight far with your weight far out from the canopy, you'll swing down like a wrecking ball. State: last year in the USA, low hooked turns caused 5 of the 19 skydiving faculties. The do's: scoop out your landing spot well in advance from 100 to 1,000 feet up, depending on your skills, so you have room to land without needing to swerve. I will post all of this up, guys, as well, so you can actually read it, because my reading at the best of times is not great. Stay warm and dry. Cold is a deceptive menace. Most fatal Hypothermia cases occur when it isn't extremely cold, from 30 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Wet clothes compound the effect of the temperature. State: hypothermia kills almost 1,000 people a year in the USA. Do: wear synthetic or wool clothing, not moisture trapping cotton. If stranded, conserve heat by stuffing your clothes or your shelter with dry leaves. Number 12. Let leaning trees stand. The motorized blade isn't always the most dangerous thing about using a chainsaw. Trees contain extraneous amounts of energy that can release in waves, both surprising and lethal. If a tree stands at an angle, it's become too heavy and transfers energy lower in the trunk. When sawed, it can shatter mid-cut and create a so-called barder chair. The fibers split virtually and the rearward half pivots backwards. It's very violent and it's very quick, says Mark Chillison, chief executive of New Jersey Arboriculture. State in 2012, 32 people died felling trees. Don't saw into any tree or limb that's under tension. Dodge line drivers. Americans' national pastime may seem a gentle pursuit, but it is not, without its fatal hazards. The 2008 book Death at the Ballpark, a comparative study of game-related fatalities in 1862 and 2007, catalogues deaths that have occurred while people were playing, watching, or officiating a baseball game. Among the causes in common causes, a concussion of the heart that leads to vertical vibration. When the chest is shaking during a critical 10 to 30 miles a second, moments between heartbeats, about 50% of all victims are athletes, and the vast majority of these are male. Emerging in the sport that also includes ice hockey and lacrosse, the U.S. National Combato Cardis Registry reports states the registry recorded 224 fatal causes from 1996 to 2010. Combato Cordis is the number one killer in USA youth baseball, causing 2 to 3 deaths a year. Don't take a shot to the chest. Even extensive actions and protective gear are not significant deterrents. Or no. Survival rates rose to 35% between 2000 and 2010, up from 15% in the previous decade, due to mainly to the increased presence of defibrillators at sporting events. Defibrillators at sporting events. 14. Climb with care. Accidental shootings are an obvious hazard of hunting, but guess what's just as bad? Trees. A tree stands hung 20 feet in the air. should be treated like a loaded gun because it's every bit as dangerous, says Marilyn Bentz, executive director of the National Bow Hunting Educational Foundation. Most trees stand accidents occur while a hunter is climbing, she says. State about 100 humans a year die. Um, about 100 hunters a year die falling from trees in the USA and Canada, and the numbers equal to or exceeding fireman-related hunting deaths. And is what Ben says. Do's: use a safety harness, feed thread to the trees when climbing instead of relying on wooden board nails to the trees, which can give away suddenly. Avoid cliffing out. Hikers out for a scramble may end up on an uncomfortable steep patch and finding it easier to climb up than down. Keep ascending until they cliff out, unable to go e- either forward or back. Spending a night freezing on the rocks face waiting to be rescued is no fun. But the alternative is worse. State: falls are one of the top three causes of death in the wilderness, along with cardiac arrest and drowning. Cliffed out hikers account for 11% of all search and rescue calls in Yosemite National Park. The don'ts: don't take a shortcut you can't see the length of. If you realize you've lost your way, either backwards or call for help. Gadgets such as Dell Loans and InReach SE provides satellite communication to send a distress call from anywhere on the planet. Don't drink too much. We all know that dehydration can be dangerous, leading to dizziness, seizures, and death. But drinking too much water can be just as bad. In 2002, 28-year-old runner Cynthia Lucrio collapsed midway through the Boston Marathon. Rushed to hospital, she fell into a coma and died. In the aftermath, it emerged that she had drunk large amounts along the run. The excess liquid in her system induced a syndrome called exercise associated hypothermia, EAH, in which an imbalance in the body sodium levels creates a dangerous swelling on the brain. State: up to one third of endurance athletes who collapse during events suffer from EAH. Between 1989 and 1996, when the USA Army mandated heavy fluid intakes during exercises in high heat, EAH caused at least 6 deaths. The don'ts: don't drink more than 1.5 quarters per hour during sustained intense exercise, but do consume plenty of salt along with your fluids. Use generators safely. After hurricanes, sadly, many homeowners use portable generators to replace lost power, leaving the machines running overnight and allowing odorless carbon monoxide to waft inside. The gas induces dizziness, headaches, and nausea in people who are awake, but when people go to sleep, with a generator running, there's no chance for them to realise that something's wrong, says Brett Brenner, president of the Electrical Safety Foundation International. State carbon monoxide from consuming products, including portable generators, kills nearly 200 a year. On the related Sandy related deaths, 12 were due to carbon monoxide poisoning. The do's: keep generators more than 20 feet from a house. Number 18, don't slide away. Hikers on a glacier or in areas where patches of snow remain above the tree line may be tempted to speed downhill by uh, sliding or glassing. Bad idea. A gentle glide can easily lead to a unstoppable plummet. In 2005, climber Patrick Wang, 27, died on California's Mount Whitney while gliding off the summit. He slided 300 feet before falling off a 1,000-foot cliff. Whoa. Please do not go doing that, guys. State, 1 or 2 people die each year while glissading. Don't glissade, period. But if you ever do it, you should be an expert mountaineer with well practiced self-arrest techniques. Glide sliders should always remove their crampons and know their line of descent. Number 19, go with the flow. The tourist season got off to a grisly start this year in Gulf Shores, during the 2-day period in the early June. 4 men drowned after being caught in rip currents. The unusually strong current were invisible, not even rolling the surface. Rip currents occur when water rushing back from the shorelines is channeled through a narrow gap between 2 sandbars, accelerating the onwards flow. State, more than 1,000 Americans drown in rip currents each year. The do's: allow the current to carry you out beyond the rip tide flow. Then swim laterally until you reach a position where you can turn and stroke safely to shore. Beat the heat. This is going to be a good one. There's a lot of heat everywhere at the moment. We've all got our planet overheating at the minute. We're all getting really hot. Over here at the minute, we have been at 34 Celsius. We're now at 30. It's really hot and it's like 7 o'clock at night. Over in the UK, normally, it starts to cool back down around this time. It's definitely not. So, a little bit of information about the heat. Beat the heat. A rock formation in Utah called the Wave is remote and beautiful, but also arid and sweltering. This past July, a couple hiking at an area where were found dead after the afternoon heat overwhelmed them. Scarily, 3 weeks later, a 27-year-old woman collapsed while hiking the Wave with her husband and died before he could get her help. State, an average of 675 people die each year in the USA from heat-related complications. Do's: carry lots of fluids, hike in the morning, and let people know where you are going when trekking in the desert. Another thing I would say as well, make sure that you're using things like hats, even an umbrella, putting that up over you. It's keeping the heat off your head and everything. Even taking out those squirty bottles that you can spray on you. Just, and as they said, like keeping up with your fluids and that, making sure that you eat, and using things like your fans and stuff like that. Just keep yourself really hydrated, guys, and just look after yourself in this heat. It's most definitely important. And another fact I'm going to give you is don't at this time, with the way that the weather's been in the UK, USA, wherever, don't be dropping down your fag butts or glass bottles, plastic bottles, or anything like that, because this is most definitely the sort of weather that's going to be causing more fires. And we've had it on the news already, and we've been getting warnings for heat waves, and it's meant to be really hot at the weekend as well. So to anybody in the UK, because we're not really used to this, please just be careful that you don't throw your fag butts and like leave glass or plastic bottles out on the grass and things like that, because it can cause some fires without you even realizing. Not just that, there's lots of things that can cause fires, like mirrors and stuff reflecting from in your room and going on to maybe a dry area. So maybe like keeping things covered that may reflect like the sunlight and that, because at the minute the heat is really, really, really bad. There's been quite a few fires over here. I know there's been fires going on in other countries as well. So this does go out to all of you in all of the countries, but I am specifically talking to the UK as well, because we quite frankly are not used to this sort of weather. Yes, we have some hot weather, but not like this. And we're not very prone for having fires and stuff caused by heat, and we have had that this year. This climate's definitely changing, so just be safe, guys. Make sure that you're careful with what you're doing in the wild and in nature, and that don't leave anything on the floor that might reflect or cause a fire. Don't leave your fag butts, like I said. Make sure that if you're going out and that you keep yourself hydrated by drinks, sprays. When you're in your home, use your fans, things like that, ice lollies, all sorts. Just keep yourself hydrated, guys. And I hope that this does help you, and you're enjoying what I'm saying to you, and it's making sense. Hello, Christina Bell, Jeffrey Warren, hello. Anonymous Light, hello. So yeah, I am really, really sorry. Like my spelling and my reading is not that great because I am dyslexic, but have got all the information and stuff that I've just read out to you here. So I will be posting that onto the DNTV page, Bold and Bonker page, onto my pages, which is the S.A.U streaming network, and the Strange and the Unknown streaming network. So they will be around for you guys to go and look it over. The main ones is the heat and everything. Just make sure you keep yourselves hydrated, especially in really hot countries like Texas, Africa, and all that sort of place, if you're coming from them areas, and obviously the UK. Just be safe, guys. That's what I'm saying to you. I've been on for 39 minutes, which is good. So I hope that you have enjoyed the show and everything. Obviously, tomorrow, what are we on tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday, so I have got my show with Bold and Bonkers tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. UK time. That is going to be me talking about Buckingham Palace, the hauntings of Buckingham Palace. I'm going to be doing that. Then you've got the shows from the Bold and Bonker lads on Saturday and Sunday. They are at 10 p.m. UK time, so please do not miss them. And I have also got my last show that I do for DNTV for the week, which is on Sunday. That is going to be at 7:30 p.m. UK time. And on that show, I am going to be showing you the pre-record of my live show interview that I done with Emma from the hotel that I spoke to you guys with on my show on Bold and Bonkers the other week. So please tune in on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're going to be for that as well, guys. Again, a big shout out to DNTV, to Bold and Bonkers, and to all of the other amazing networks that I'm part of. I want to send lots of love out to Chris and Alison. They've had quite a rough couple of days. Lots of love to you guys, and I am praying for you, and you know where I am if you need me. Lots of love and blessings out to all of our supporters and our workers and sponsors and people that are making our dreams and making us be able to do what we love. And obviously the biggest one to put the love and respect out is to all of you guys, our fam, people that support us every day and are there with us every day If it wasn't for you, we would not be who we are today, guys. So lots of love to all of our angels in the room, our family. I am on Facebook under Sherry, but if anybody does want to get hold of me, if there's anything you want to ask, I hope that you have a really lovely evening. Keep hydrated, drink plenty of drink because it's going to be a hot few days, and just be awesome as you always are, guys. And I will see you again tomorrow on Bold and Bonkers at 9:30 for Buckingham Palace, the hauntings of there. Yeah, anything, even be careful with doing your barbecues and bonfires and things like that. Don't be doing anything like that in this weather. There is just so much. I'm reaching out to every country in this world. Okay, like, just be safe and be sensible and think before you do. Like, this climate's really hot at the minute, and things like barbecues and stuff. I'm not saying not to do it, but maybe put things in safety measures so that you don't cause a fire. Like, have water next to you in big cartons and stuff so you can throw it if anything does go on the floor before it does cause a fire. Just be safe, guys. It's really, really important. And I love you all. I'm going to play my intro out, and I will see you all very, very soon. Be safe. Night, night. Bye, angels. See you soon.